It is 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning. It feels like it's 4 a.m. I wonder how 3 a.m. feels like. I know it's just dark. But waiting for the sun to come up. That direction is east. So 6:30, about half an hour. And then I am going to do primitive technology today. See if we can build a watchtower. I really want to remove the trees already and get it all organized properly. And the drainage also needs to change. I've got the sledgehammer, I've got cement. I can make a better quality cementing on the drainage. Because trust me, just like 5... Okay, now mind, don't say 5 times of the sledgehammer. 10 times. But I tell you, 5 times on the sledgehammer and the cement cracks already. Cracks into bits and pieces. Just 5 times. Imagine that kind of quality. But it's good, you know. It's good because it allows people to demolish what is constructed before and build anew. Alright, you want a new design or whatever. So I'm gonna start demolishing a couple of stuff, especially the drainage. Because where does the main water come from? Grey water source. And then I've got everything in the back of my mind. Because I got used to manual relocation of water and stuff. I need a furnace for, why do I have to explain myself? I gotta explain myself because, man, why are you even making your mark? I know I'm questioning myself right now. Why am I even making my mark on the internet when nobody cares? Who cares if nobody cares? I'm gonna watch this one day. I started watching back at my videos and I'm starting not to cringe anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna make the drainage area, and then after that, the walls are the walls, and then I want to plant something at the wall level. So how tall is the wall? If I am 170 cm, the wall is about 150 to 140 cm. How many feet is that? I don't know how many feet. But it's about 140 centimeters. So I'm gonna construct a grow area. So one grow area would be suitable for one plant itself, and the grow area must be solid. So will it be constructed with cement? If I construct it with my cement, I don't make it really weak now, I make it really strong. Then what about the demolition? See how it goes. It should be a long-term plan. But I mean, living with this design for about how many years right now? 15, 30, that's 15 plus another 2 years is 17. 17 years of living like this. I mean, it's about time now. It's about time for something new. So will it be constructed with cement? Because if the tree grows, trees can weigh very heavily. Trees can be about 100, 200, 300, even up to 400 kilograms. So in order for it to be this level, 140 centimeters or 150 centimeters, it must uphold the 300 kilograms. And judging by the sunlight itself, will the plant grow straight up instead of just a little bit leaning towards any direction, north, south, east, west? And that leaning direction could dictate the solidness of the foundation. And if I would be digging that much of soil and filling this entire area up, it's gonna come out here like that. It's gonna utilize plenty of the sun. But this space though. And then after that, the gate wise, give a damn about the gate. There's still spare gates. It could be done. If there is money, everything could be done. You could hire people and get it all done. Everything, you just pay, and then after that, you'll have the professionals come do it. But I don't want to spend that money because I don't have that money. Even if I do have that money, I would prefer doing it myself because at the end of the day, we all have our own version of ourselves. Like we want to be professionals in whatever aspects that you want to be, right? You could be anybody. You want to be professional in your aspect. I want to be professional in my aspect. So I'm explaining myself. So, you know, and then approval of whoever. Why do I need approval though? I should probably do it, but I'm probably gonna end up looking like an idiot. Because, you know, you have people saying, you're not a professional, go hire a professional, do it. You can't even do it. But I don't give a fuck, man. Because I want to do it, I don't want to do it the way I want to do it. So, if this goes in, then we've got extra metal bars, gate, the only house that's looking like an idiot, but who cares, man? Don't really interrupt with nobody else's life, don't have no friends, families. Why am I going in depth? How have you get to this point? Well, really doesn't matter. And you know, this is the only space that is already paid off. You want to get a new place, you have to pay from the start. And if you were to be paying from the start, and how many years is that a guarantee? Minimum 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. So, you know, and I wasn't at this point. And you know, I've got my uncle losing the other properties as well, and they could care less. But you know, we all have different needs, like I said. And you know, people would rather be living in a city, in a condominium, apartment, no landed property. I like landed property. I like to make use of the sun, the rainwater, and the land. You know, we're just all individuals. We're all different. So this is 7 minutes in, and we're gonna wait for the sunshine to come up. There's gonna be a watchtower, and then I'm gonna really change the classifications of the plants, as it will utilize from the side. And when it utilized from the side, it would most probably utilize plenty of the sunshine. And then it will be a very controlled environment. I mean, we are in a controlled environment anyway. Because no matter where you go, the city or the town, or what do you call a mix between a town and a city? Really, it doesn't matter where you are. And then we've got regulations and this and that. But I think I'm gonna get off the radar anyway, because this is kind of secluded. Location-wise, it's secluded. Secondly, neighbor-wise, will not affect the neighborings. So if I expose myself like that, what is the worst side to come? No, nothing though. Nobody watches my videos anyway. I'm gonna look back. Maybe I'm gonna look back after a few months of recording this, but no work is done yet. I mean, I could go on a long video. I've never done a long video. How long is a long video? 2 hours? 4 hours? 5 hours? 10 hours? 15 hours? 20 hours? As long as the battery allows me. I'm gonna make a 24-hour video, why not? And then I'm gonna go to sleep in the night time. Wake up yesterday at 8 p.m. It's gonna be a long rant. Just waiting for the sunshine to come up. You can see, can we? No, we can't see, it's the front camera. And then we're gonna get new pets, because there is no pairs going on. If there was a pair though, I would have to train them, because they are what do you call, domesticated. But even domesticated pets would learn about wildlife living. But for each set of pets, there's different challenges. For the cats, for the dogs, and beyond, you can own whatever pets though. You know, I know rich people that owns tigers and lions, and they're domesticated. They're not in the wild. They've got to learn to hunt. And for the bird, you know, they could learn to fly or learn to swim. Man, you should probably have your own children already, but you know, it's not easy. Why is it not easy? We can branch off into all different questions and aspects. But it could be a long video, why not? But anyway, not getting bricks or so. Why not getting bricks though? Because like I said, everybody has their different needs, and I'm just gonna cultivate the soil and make a large furnace, and I will have to trim this down. And now if I were to trim this down, what about the fruiting now? Mangoes I don't really consume. I mean, I consume papaya. It's not growing. I don't even know why. Then we have to implement its hormones for flowering and for growing. 2 different kinds of hormones for the plant itself. And then gotta learn. Then I've forgotten. I've gotta learn. What do you know if you don't go to school? I wouldn't know, right? How do you compare yourself to someone that has received education? And what sort of education? In terms of, there are all sorts of educations. I can really go in depth though. You know what I'm talking about. We can go into, let's say, what sort of specifications, especially product producing, right? I know everything is sourced from China, and you know, other much more lower cost countries. And China is not low cost anyway. It's just that there's plenty of that sweatshops and companies and industries. We've come to this day and age, and I could really go on renting. But as you can see, the heights of the place. See, that's right there, big in the shadows. And I really want to utilize plenty of sunshine and the solid foundation. So this one would have to go. I could do it, bro. Why not? Why not? Why not the other properties though? Why not? Because I've always been here, and this is the place I've known best. I'm kind of starting from ground up. There are plenty of options actually. No, I mean there are plenty of possibilities. The possibilities of the future is endless. So 12 minutes in and the sun is coming up. There we go. Right, I think this is gonna be the first video that is gonna be about half to 1 hour. And then after that, the entrance should not be here. The entrance should be about this too. It utilizes plenty of the sunshine. I mean, you know, so yeah, I've always been here. And I like to utilize soil and water and sunshine and whatnot. And utilize. That's what people do, utilization. Utilize the land, mining rare earths and granites and cements, limestone. And then utilize the forest, chopping down the forestry for bala, you know, which is called what do you call that? Wood and whatnot. You know, people just utilize money, utilize the land, utilize this and that. We're all having devices. Now there's more utilization on that, but soon to come in the near future, what is a 5-year goal? What is a 10-year goal? Get this done, and where's the production come from? There's clearly no access to advanced state-of-the-art manufacturing. What do you mean you want to manufacture your own? You can't compete. No, you can't compete with the chip manufacturers. You know, because it all runs in high chipsets. Batteries, lithium ions and whatnot. Got plenty of wealth, gadgetry and automation. You know, how it all started, the industrial age. Before the industrial age, there was the bronze age, and there was the metal age, and there was the medieval age. Man, if I continue on like this, I'd rather go back to the computer, but I've already set my agenda today. And the sun is coming up. Beautiful. And today will be observation, but clearly this needs to go, and then utilize this this is like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 plots itself, 4 and 5. I mean, based on how I view things, right? Because it's a per square feet. No, it's, what do you call this? How many meters is this? About 5, 6 meters. 5, 6, 7, 7 meters, 8 meters times 5 meters, 6 meters. 7 times 6 meters. And then, you know, you don't want to demolish everything because that's not how we do it, though. I mean, that's not how I do it. You got all sorts of people doing all sorts of stuff. Demolishing the entire stuff. Rubbles all been thrown away to God knows where. But, you know, in the future, though, future is less waste created. And there are many methods, though. There are really many methods to do this. So I'm just going to tell you my method is to crunch it down into parts where it will be recycled back into the construction material itself, consisting of cement and rock. And, you know, you can really get into the details. Why not? And what is it made out of? Durability, right? Metal itself rusts, and stainless steel itself requires process you are not being able to manufacture anything about. No, first learn the knowledge, join an industry, then learn about the industry with the knowledge and get better at it, and finally with the expertise of the mine itself, and money could come later. You could borrow the money, convince people about the money, and then setting up an industry, you know, that will come, that will eventually come. Because why do I need to say that games enhances our thinking? Obviously, game enhances our thinking. When we go to school, nobody's going to tell you about this and that. It's when you explore the games, you'll explore the ideas. Or maybe you are exposed to people that are talking about various ideas. Because you've got all sorts of people with all sorts of backgrounds. It could be anything, really. It could be anything. So, do I get into the details? Why not get into the details? Why not get into the details? So, yes. Mass manufacturing, because that will cover up the costs. But, you know, I mean, you're going to get laughed at. I mean, who gives a damn if you're going to get laughed at or not? It's just the truth. The truth is, what is it for? Is it for financial advice? You invested an amount of money in it, having whoever's money in it, investment money, then it should be producing back income, which is profitability. But not to worry about that. Start where I can start. Not having the context, be it CONTXT or TACTS, not having the financials, not having the education background, not having the expertise, not having the experience. That's where it all starts. 18 minutes of yapping now. I wouldn't be watching this again. Here comes the sun. I can get to a high point. High point will be about there. And any further, ground floor, first floor, second floor, or first floor, second floor, third floor. Second floor, aka third floor, not accessible. Plenty of stuff to remove. Semi housing, and you require licensing, anything doing grand like that. That's where it gets tricky. Wait for it to grow bigger and bigger. Wait for it to slowly collapse on itself. Most likely, I'm thinking it's going to collapse on itself instead of growing bigger and bigger, because the signs are obvious throughout the entire world. The signs are obvious. There will be more flooding. There will be more hailstorms and tornadoes. There will be more rainfall. There will be more heat stroke, because the trajectory of unsustainability is always been there. And in order to make sure that it's sustainable and everything is reusable, recyclability and upcycling, that would totally require more effort. And as far as I know, If you really want effort, you gotta hire manual laborers, which lack of the education background, and people that have the financials do not have. It's, you know, it's like a chart. You're good in something, you're not good in something. But in order to be good in everything, then you've got to really push it. And therefore, I've set myself onto this path, even though lacking. I know, right? But you know, it's just not chasing the rat race or chasing the dragon or whatever. It's just chasing life itself. But sometimes we just need to have ample of rest and whatnot. So the sun is coming up. Chop all this down, get it set it up there. Drainage needs to be redirected, and it could be a basement 1, basement 2, basement 3, basement 4, and so forth. But you can't even reach ground level 0.5, because there's ground level 0.3 is holding a lot of water already. And if it's a very dry season, I would assume 0.6 to 0.7 contains water. And if it's raining heavily, then ground 4 itself will be shallow water. And then if not, 0.2 to 0.3 will be filled with water. And you have to keep that water out. You need all sorts of materials to ensure that the water does not enter basement 1, basement 2. So why can't this place be a production? Because of lacking of raw materials and ingredients or whatnot. And having those raw materials coming in first, and you need the refinery, the refining process of the raw materials and gabungan, you know, you have the combination of all these raw materials into something, be it a vehicle, be it a device. I know you're just stating obvious. I know, right? Just revising. What am I talking about? Just revising, you know? And so, what could it be? Like I said, the agenda. Humanity is on a collapse, maybe? If humanity is not on a collapse and the trajectory of going the same way like that, I would assume the world will be on a collapse. Trust me, though. The signs are everywhere. And if you ask the serious questions and think about it, clearly, there will be something bound to happen. And it's already happening. I didn't pay attention to the wars anymore, because the war has been going on for what, years already? Yes, it's almost been 1 year, last year and the year before that. War is always continuously. Therefore, we need weaponry and defensive mechanisms. Defensive gears. And war is not affecting us. Sooner or later, maybe though, maybe. And then what's next? Financial collapse, because it used to be 1 ringgit for something, then it became 10 ringgit, then it's going to be 20 ringgit, it's going to be 30 ringgit. So inflation will be coming. And then we will have more garbage disposal as well, more and more plastic waste on the continuously rise. You know, just ask about the important stuff about the world and you will see signs. Therefore, I have to really make sure that the path that I set myself on is really meaningful. That's about it. And we've got the sun coming up. Beautiful. Yeah, finally got it recorded in a half-an-hour video. Yeah, I could go on yapping, why not? Unless you ask ChatGPT the same damn thing, and you think you can really ask about the old elder people about such things and understand their thinking. They couldn't put it in words though. So what's the kelebihan? You know, it's the changchu, which is known as the pros and cons of yada 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 yada. We can get into details, but when the sun is up, I've got to make sure the first things first done is to utilize the sun itself. And then that one could be construction materials on the temporary one. But I always fear of collapse, because you really need really strong materials. And the really strong materials that I know based on my knowledge is just bricks and cement, which is concrete. And do you need rebar? Why do I need rebar? It's just second floor. How do you define first floor? How tall is the structure in order to consider it first floor? How tall is the structure to be considered the second floor? Well, based on this understanding, it's just to be as top as the third floor. And then utilization of complete sunshine without no hindrance. changing the trajectory of the wind flow, collecting the rainwater, and so on. Resources. Obviously it's resources, because what does electricity run on? It runs on coal power. If it's not on coal power, then it's hydroelectricity, and you need the infrastructure, and to ensure the infrastructure is well maintained, and then the continuous more even the initial capital of having the turbines, the magnets, this and that. Just go on thinking, bruh. I can't be fucking around with all this bullshit. That's for real though. So yes, come down back to basics would be, is it wealth the motivating factor? It's not wealth though, it's about living meaningfully. Because if you compare yourself to other countries, like I couldn't, because I am a country in my own. No, I'm just an individual. Therefore, is it an individual race or this and that, you know, personal carbon footprint, and what else do we have to talk about? Personal finance, personal family, yada yada. And we can go in all directions, really, though. So when the sun comes up, do I get this done, though? If I get this done, then I've got to get plenty of done. I really need to double check this. But do I concern about privacy? No privacy is concerned out here though. Apparently this is the direction. We can record the bird sounds and whatnot. The dogs are not barking. Maybe they're listening attentively, or maybe they've went to sleep. But then again, if I do remove this, then you need solid foundation to ensure that it would enter, and this would most probably require, but you can't do it right now because we don't have thinking alike minds, right? Yes. What are the challenges? The challenges is not having yes men. But even if it's a negativity, if it is a no, then you could really get into the details, like, why am I doing so and so? I could truly explain myself. I'm doing so and so. It's because of this, and why the current doesn't work because of this, and this. But clearly making this video is not going to make a change, because clearly I'm just going to be watching it myself, or whoever that watches is just going to post a comment anyway. So I've got the sun coming up already, beautiful. We're gonna utilize sunshine, getting a little bit dark, but one thing is assured though, is the strength, fitness, bone mass, and what else do I think of? And then, which plant will have to go? And then if this part is totally leveled, and then it would require this one. Last time I remember setting it, and then I get on that one. I've got plenty of that one to work with, and then I could really experiment, because you don't go to architecture school, and depends on which architecture school you go to, because I watch YouTube videos and there are architecture schools that teach you from what you want to learn, and then you learn what you learn, and then you make use of the knowledge and apply it, and getting paid while working with the knowledge you apply. So therefore, being on particularly individualist and dependent on my own passage is to clearly learn about what I need to learn in my own terms, and making use of the knowledge being learned. It's as simple as that. Right, we've got the sun coming up. We'll make this 1 hour. So first off that one, second off setting it all here, and then let me see, 8 a.m. How much time is gonna be wasted, and how many production could be created? Let's see. I wouldn't know. The clouds are coming in already. See the clouds over there? The clouds are coming in already. Feeling a cold wind already. But the clouds are really coming in already. Clouds are coming in already. Slight rain. It wouldn't be raining for 2 hours straight. Maybe just 3. Maybe after a heavy downpour. There would be sunshine, most obviously. But it's better to get prepped. Once it all here, get it dried up for about 3 hours. And we've got the Fresnel lens. Get it right by. Sun shining on that. We'll just double the beam down on the focal length, and to make sure that the heat evaporates quickly, and we have solid already. Then after that, we've got plenty of firewood getting ready for the burnout. But that could be used against me, not unless it's a controlled burning with the wires in the way. And then it will continue on, not unless it's right into the night. But it won't be right into the night. Clearly the wind is blowing great right now. So that will be about it though. Except that the clouds is really coming this way though. And according to that direction, there will be the seaside will be over there. This is the evaporation and the wind blowing. That's why we clearly need a meteorologist station, which is the most ancient one, not basing use on modern technology of understanding the wind flow and also where the clouds formation. Therefore, proceed on with the ancient techniques, because it's so far the only thing I can use. And you have got to master it from level 0. And so on, level 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and so on. Alright, this is 31 minutes. Nobody's got time for 31 minutes of this bullshit yapping. But who gives a damn though? Because most importantly, I know what I want to do. But are you hopping on the journey? Whoever that's watching, but probably not. So who gives a damn though? And then most likely we've got the trees really growing there. But it needs to be utilized though. There's so many ways to do it. Well, if you've got plenty of money, then clearly you know what to do. Because you can get the best minds to work on it. Oh, then you have what fees is that? Consultation fees. And once the idea and planning is consulted, you've got the best man. I've got ChatGPT, bro. It's already considered one of the professionals. So that's about yapping. 32 minutes. We'll see the sun from where though. That's right. On ground level plus blockages. We'll just try to get onto higher ground. Higher ground. Do we get to see? No, we've been blockading. Blockade everywhere. Get to higher ground. Construct the first higher ground then. Could be constructed, why not? The rope creation. And then utilizing one of the trees to get to higher ground. And trimming. And that's very interesting. But say we've got to really clear these bushes, clear all these bushes up, and key species though. I know what I want from this, then go get it. Yeah, go get it. It's just that simple. All right, sun's coming up. It's not gonna be 1 hour, it's gonna be 35 minutes. Don't even bother asking why am I not using other languages, because I simply can. Got used to this language. And therefore, is there anything else to think about? Utilizing a space and clearly demolishing will be a plan for another day, because there are reasons why I do not want to disclose. Alright, off for work now.